Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 16th of October 2024. This day is famous for the celebration of World Food Day. International Day's purpose is that the World Food Day, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO) designated 16th of October as World Food Day in 1979. October 16, 1905 is a historic date in the Indian national movement because from this day the partition of Bengal came into force on the orders of the erstwhile Viceroy of India, Lord Curzon. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper The Hindu states that the United Nations asks Asia Pacific countries to invest more in preventing damage from disasters. United Nations Assistant Secretary General Kamal Kishore gestures as he speaks at the Asia Pacific Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction Monday, October 14, 2024 in Manila, Philippines. Disasters are now affecting record numbers of people and threatening their lives and livelihoods, says United Nations Assistant Secretary General Kamal Kishore. Disasters, including those wrought by a fierce storms, threaten more people and could derail economic progress in the Asia-Pacific region if governments don't invest more in disasters mitigation and prevention. A United Nations official has said Tuesday, October 15, 2024. United Nations Assistant Secretary General Kamal Kishore, who heads the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, issued the warning in a speech at the start of a regional conference on disaster mitigation hosted by the Philippines, one of the world's most disaster-prone countries. Disasters are now affecting record numbers of people and threatening their lives and livelihoods. Mr. Kishore told hundreds of delegates to the three-day conference in Manila, led by ministers in charge of disaster mitigation and response across the Asia Pacific. Netanyahu vows no ceasefire in Lebanon after Hezbollah threats a sign with an image depicting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is displayed during a pro-Palestinian rally aimed at the Israel-Hamas conflict outside the White House in Washington, United States on October 5, 2024. Mr. Netanyahu's comments came as the United States ramped up pressure on Israel's conduct of the wars in Lebanon and Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected on Tuesday, October 15, 2024, the idea of the ceasefire in Lebanon that would leave Hezbollah close to his country's northern border as the militant group threatened to widen its attacks. Mr. Netanyahu's comments came as the United States ramped up pressure over Israel's conduct of the war in Lebanon and Gaza, criticizing the recent bombing of Beirut and demanding that more aid reach the Palestinian territory. In a call with the French President Emmanuel Macron, Mr. Netanyahu said he was opposed to a unilateral ceasefire which does not change the security situation in Lebanon and which will only return it to the way it was, according to a statement from his office. Iran summons Hungarian ambassador to denounce European Union sanctions. The 27-member union imposed sanctions on prominent Iranian officials and entities, including airlines accused of taking part in the transfer of the missiles and drones for Russia to use in its war against Ukraine. Iran's foreign ministry on Tuesday, October 15, 2024, summoned the ambassador of Hungary, which holds the rotating presidency of the European Union, to condemn the bloc's recent sanctions on the Islamic Republic. The ministry announced in a statement Iran's strong objection and said resorting to illegal and coercive methods such as sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran is not acceptable in any way and will lead nowhere. The 27-member union on Monday imposed sanctions on prominent Iranian officials and entities, including airlines, accused of taking part in the transfer of missiles and drones for Russia to use in its war against Ukraine. The sanctions were slapped on 7 entities, including Iran Air, and 7 individuals, including Deputy Defense Minister Sayyid Hamza Ghalandri and senior official of the Quds Force, the foreign operations arm of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. Going to the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that Singapore forces a scramble fighters jets to escort a Air India Express aircraft. Singapore Armed Forces escorted the flight to safety after landing at Changi Airport. Singapore Armed Forces on Tuesday scrambled to fly their jets to escort an Air India Express plane away from the populated areas following a bomb threat before the aircraft landed safely at Singapore's Changi Airport. Air India Express pilot cabin crew landed for handling tense moment after a hydraulic failure of the ground-based air defense GBAD system and explosive ordnance disposal EOD were also activated. Once on the ground, the plane was handed out to the airport police, he said, and added that investigations are going on. Many thanks to the dedication and the professionalism of our SAF and home team that keep us safe in our homes, even when threats exist around us, he said. Hindustan Times also stated that Jharkhand elections JMM-led alliance NDA set stage for direct poll contest. Jharkhand elections JMM-led alliance NDA set stage for direct poll contest. The Jharkhand Assembly election is shaping up as a direct contest between the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha JMM-led India bloc and the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP-led National Democratic Alliance NDA, although both coalitions are yet to finalize the seat sharing arrangements. In 2019, the JMM Congress and the Rashtriya Janata Dal (RJD) formed a pre-poll alliance then known as the United Progressive Alliance and wrested power from the BJP-led NDA government headed by the Raghuvar Das. The alliance secured a majority of 47 seats in the 81-member Jharkhand Assembly. The BJP had then parted ways with the ALI All Jharkhand Students Union AJSU, but the two tied up in the aftermath and for the 24-24 Lok Sabha polls, where they secured 9 seats in the state, with the BJP winning 8 of them. In the Lok Sabha polls, the India Alliance won 5 of the 14th Lok Sabha seats in the state. 6 states traversed by Western Ghats not ready to propose ESAs. The Union Environment Ministry proposed in July month that notification of ESAs in the 6 Western Ghats states could be done in a phased manner, state by state. New Delhi. None of the 6 states traversed by the Western Ghats has proposed eco-sensitive areas ESAs for notification to the Central Senior Environment Ministry, officials said on Monday. The Union Environment Ministry proposed in July month that notification of ESAs in the 6 Western Ghats states could be done in a phased manner, state by state, and only 31st July issued with the draft or notification to the effect. To date, no state has agreed to this, despite a spate of deadly landslides impacting Kerala's Western Ghats this monsoon, killing over 300 persons. The draft provides the extent of the ESAs in each of the 6 states: Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, and Goa. For example, in Kerala, following a physical verification by Kerala government, 9,993.7 square kilometer has been proposed for implementation of ESA, but the draft clarified that the actual area will be finalized based on the recommendation of the state views of stakeholders and ESA expert committee. India's telecom story case study for the world. Mr. Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and with the Union Minister Jyotiraditya India during the inauguration of the 8th International Telecommunication Union World Telecommunication Standardization Assembly (ITU WTSA) at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday described India's telecom story as a case study for the globe and called for international frameworks and guidelines to be drawn up for digital technologies, stressing on the need for a rules-based framework to create safe digital ecosystems in an increasingly interconnected world. Inaugurating the International Telecommunication Union's World Telecommunications Standardization Assembly (WTSA) 2024 and India Mobile Congress in New Delhi, Modi underscored the need for concerted efforts to tackle matters that include privacy, media disinformation, big tech accountability, and global data flows. The time has come for global institutions to accept the importance of global governance, Modi said, addressing over 3,000 industry leaders, policymakers, and tech experts from more than 190 countries at Bharat Mandapam. We must create do's and don'ts for technology on the global level. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, global framework needed for ethical artificial intelligence that balances privacy, respects diversity. Prime Minister Modi at the India Mobile Congress. The Prime Minister said that in India there are 120 crore mobile phones users, 95 crore internet users, and more than 40% of the world's real-time digital transaction happen in the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the inauguration of the 8th ITU's telecom standard meet in New Delhi on Tuesday, that is today, day before yesterday. Google's landmark nuclear deal with the Keros and how that could boost SMRs. This new deal aims to use the small nuclear reactors to generate the huge amount of energy needed to power Google's artificial intelligence data centers, and the tech major has said that the pact with the Keros power will see it start using the first reactor this decade and bring more online by 2035. Technology firms such as Google are increasingly turning to nuclear sources of energy to supply the power needed to run vast data centers that drive artificial intelligence. India to allot satellite internet spectrum via administrative method, says Telecom Minister Jyotiraditya India. This is being seen as a blow off to Reliance Jio, which has been calling for an action of the spectrum, and a win for the likes of Elon Musk's Starlink and Amazon's Kuiper. Union Minister for Communication Jyotiraditya Scindia. Now, going on to the world news, including fire raids through the several homes in the New York as crews more work to keep it from spreading. Tariffs are my favorite world. Trump pushes economic plan in Chicago. Lufthansa hit with a record of $4 million penalty after blocking 128 Jewish passengers from boarding. Former guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, Jake Lee, shot multiple times in Las Vegas. One killed in the fire at a refinery in Iran's Khuzestan province. Russian man rescued after getting lost in the sea for 67 days. Brother and nephew die. Now, going to the science and tech, we have leading Indian women scientists, International Brain Research Organization's president Shobha Tole, the first scientist from the developing countries to be appointed to the top position of IBRO. The first scientist from a developing country to be appointed to the top position of IBRO, Shobha Tole, is currently the Dean of Graduate Studies at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. A leading Indian woman scientist, Shobha Tole, has been appointed as the president of the elect of International Brain Research Organization, IBRO. She's the first scientist from the developing country to be appointed to the top position. The IBRO Governing Council represents 69 scientific societies and federations from 57 countries worldwide. It recently elected new officers during its annual assembly in Chicago, United States of America. Ms. Toll currently serves as the Dean of the Graduate Studies at Mumbai's premier scientific research institute, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Coastal flooding harms different tree species differently steady. The Sundarbans are the biggest natural mangrove forest in the world, straddling Bangladesh and India. New findings could help researchers and governments decide which trees to prioritize for the protection. Global warming is raising sea levels and making flooding more common in some areas. Researchers have held both these effects, among others, responsible for discouraging the growth of lands of many tree species in coastal areas. But a new study by researchers at Drexel University in Philadelphia and Northern University of the Arizona has called for a pause in this thinking. The study paper published in the journal Frontiers in Forests and Global Change on August 28 has reported that a rising sea and coastal flooding could actually enhance the resilience of some coastal tree species, which being detrimental to the others. India has successfully eliminated trachoma as a public health problem. Explained. Trachoma is devastating eye disease caused by an infection with the bacterium Chlamydia trachomatis. Earlier this month, India became the third country in the Southeast Asian region to successfully eliminate trachoma, an eye disease caused by a bacterial infection, as a public health problem. The World Health Organization said India has now joined Nepal and Myanmar, as well as 19 other countries globally that have previously achieved this feat. On October 8, 2024, Saima Wazid, Regional Director of World Health Organization Southeast Asia, shared a citizen announcing this during the 77th session of the World Health Organization's Regional Committee for Southeast Asia in New Delhi. At last, there's a famous quotation by a famous president, Nelson Mandela, whose full name is Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. Birth anniversary 18 July 1918, up to 5 December 2013. Was a South African anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served as the first president of the South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of the state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of the apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation, ideologically an African nationalist and a socialist. He served as the president of African National Congress, ANC party, from 1991 to 1997. Mandela was a controversial figure for much of his life, although critics on the right denounced him as a communist terrorist, and those on the far left deemed him to be eager to negotiate and reconcile with the apartheid supporters. He gained international acclaim for his activism, globally regarded as the icon of the democracy and social justice. He received more than 250 honors, including the Nobel Peace Prize. He is held in deep respect with South Africa, where he is often referred to by his Thembo clan name, Madiba, and described as the father of the nation. Nelson Mandela says a very famous quotation. He says that there can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Okay, thank you.